Okay, so you want to be a tunnel kiln operator, huh? Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, we're going to give you the rundown on how to totally ace that interview.
We're talking about those massive kilns used for everything from bricks and tiles to those really cool ceramic mosaics you see.
It's a skilled job, and the interview, well, you really got to showcase what you know.
So think of us as your go-to crew for navigating those tricky interview questions. We'll give you the tips and tricks and some insider insights to help you really stand out.
First things first, they're going to want to hear about your experience.
Yeah.
You know, tell us about your experience with tunnel kilns.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, right? But don't underestimate it.
Right. It's your chance to show them you've actually, been there, done that.
So go beyond just listing your past jobs.
Exactly. Did you work with smaller kilns before? Maybe at a ceramic studio? Or even just as a hobby?
This is where you connect those dots for them. Show them how it all links back to this tunnel kiln operator position.
Now they want to know you've got experience. But they also want to see if you understand, the heart of it all. So be ready for how do you make sure that tunnel kiln is in tip-top shape?
Like keeping a well-oiled machine going, right?
Exactly. Think of it like you're in charge of this huge piece of equipment. What are the routine checks you're doing?
Get specific.
Yeah.
Talk about those inspections, the cleaning routines, even how you keep track of wear and tear.
And this is where that career guide comes in handy. Remember how it mentioned all the new tech in kiln maintenance?
Oh yeah, definitely bring that up. Have you used any of those automated systems or digital monitoring tools?
It shows you're keeping up with the times. You're not afraid of new tech that can make things run smoother and safer.
And speaking of safety, you know they're going to ask about that. Like, tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot something with the kiln.
Ah, yes, the classic curveball. They want to see how you handle pressure and solve problems on the fly.
So give a real-life example.
Right. Maybe the temperature went haywire and you had to save a whole batch of, I don't know, tiles. What did you do? How'd you figure it out?
They want to hear about your thought process.
Exactly. And what you learned from that whole experience.
Show them you can think on your feet, because let's be real, things happen when you're dealing with these big machines.
All right, next up. Be ready to explain the whole firing process. They might ask you to just explain the firing process for a tunnel kiln.
It's like baking, but with way more heat. You got to know the steps inside and out.
Exactly. Pretend you're giving a tour of the kiln. Walk them through each stage of firing.
Don't be shy about getting a little technical. Impress them with your knowledge.
Yeah, talk about temperatures, how you control the environment inside, how you make sure everything that comes out is top-notch quality.
This is where you show off that you understand the how and the why behind it all.
Now, let's talk quality control. They'll probably ask something like, how do you make sure the stuff coming out of that kiln is good quality?
You can't just blast it with heat and cross your fingers.
Yeah.
They want to know you care about quality.
Right. Tell them about your process. What tools do you use? How do you spot a problem?
This is where knowing what they're looking for is key.
Oh, yeah. Tell them you're detail-oriented, you know your stuff, and you can spot a flaw a mile away.
Speaking of knowing what they want, RoleCatcher can actually analyze a job description and tell you exactly what skills to highlight.
Seriously?
It's like magic. You plug in the description and boom, you know exactly what they're looking for, like attention to detail, quality control procedures, stuff like that.
That's incredibly helpful. I wish I had that when I was interviewing.
Right. It's a game changer.
It really is. Okay, back to those questions. Be ready to talk about how you handle those high-pressure moments, when things get a little heated. They might ask, how do you prioritize your tasks when you're running the tunnel kiln? It's all about staying organized and cool under pressure. Imagine you've got a kiln full of, delicate ceramics, a delivery's about to miss its deadline, and oh yeah, the temperature is acting up.
Talk about a recipe for disaster.
Right. So they ask about prioritizing because they want to know you can handle the heat, literally.
So how do you show them that?
Tell them about a time you had to juggle multiple things at once. Maybe you had to change the firing schedule while you were fixing a pressure problem.
Oh, and walk them through what you did.
Exactly. Did you make a mental list, delegate tasks? What was your system?
Show them you can stay calm, think clearly, and make the right calls when it matters most.
Right. And remember that career guide? It talked about communication being key in a fast-paced environment like a kiln operation.
Oh yeah, good point. Mention how you use different tools or strategies to make sure everyone knows what's going on, especially when things get crazy.
Exactly. Okay, another question. They'll want to know you're keeping up with the times. How do you stay current on the latest and greatest in tunnel kiln tech?
Things are changing so fast. New tech all the time.
Yeah, and they want to make sure you're not stuck in the past, right?
So how do I show them I'm all about learning the latest and greatest?
Tell them how you go about learning new stuff. Do you read industry magazines, take any online courses?
Conferences, workshops.
Exactly. Or maybe you've even tried out new techniques in your own time.
It all shows you're curious and you want to stay ahead of the game.
Okay, now brace yourself for the budget question, they might ask. How do you operate a tunnel kiln on a budget?
The dreaded budget talk every time. But yeah, it's important.
Exactly. Kilns use a ton of energy, so they want to hear that you understand efficiency is key.
Okay, so give them examples of how you've saved money or used less energy in the past.
Did you come up with a system for tracking energy use? Experiment with different firing schedules? Anything to cut down on waste?
Maybe you found ways to streamline the whole loading and unloading process to avoid downtime.
Perfect. Those details, that's what they want to hear.
It shows you're not just focused on the technical stuff, you get the bigger picture, including the budget.
Now, even if you're not a manager yet, be ready to talk about leadership. They'll probably ask, how would you manage a team of tunnel kiln operators?
Got to be ready for that one, even if you haven't led a team yet.
Absolutely. Think back to times you took charge, maybe mentored someone or helped smooth things over when there was a conflict.
Even small examples can show them you've got leadership potential.
And hey, RoleCatcher can help you figure out what leadership skills are most important in this industry.
True.
Remember how we talked about the AI analyzing job descriptions? It can pinpoint those leadership keywords, teamwork, communication, problem solving, things like that.
Like a cheat sheet for your interview.
Sort of. But remember, it's not just about memorizing answers, it's about understanding the skills and how your own experiences show them off.
Well said. Now, let's zoom out a bit and talk career paths. Where can you go from being a tunnel kiln operator?
Good question. And the career guide actually has some insights on this.
Does it?
Yeah, it says that experience with tunnel kilns opens doors to other jobs, not just in ceramics, but in manufacturing too.
So it's not a dead end. It could lead to bigger and better things.
Right. Like you could move up to supervisor, managing a whole team of operators.
Right, I could see that.
Or you could go into quality control, using your knowledge to make sure those products are always top-notch.
So many options.
It even mentions becoming a technical specialist, working with engineers to, like, design better kilns.
Wow. So there's definitely room to grow in this field.
Absolutely. But it all starts with a strong foundation as a tunnel kiln operator.
And acing that interview, which is what we're here for.
Exactly. It's your ticket into this awesome kind of niche but totally thriving industry.
It really is. It's like
Yeah.
you're opening the door to a whole career.
Exactly. And even if you're just starting out, don't have years of experience, don't sweat it.
That's right. Enthusiasm goes a long way.
It really does. They want to see that spark, that you're not just there to punch a clock.
Right. You're there because you think kilns are cool.
Exactly. So even if it's just a side project, like you've been building your own kiln or something.
Or maybe you've just been nerding out reading everything you can find about ceramics. Tell them.
It all adds up. It shows them you're genuinely interested.
Okay, one last shout out to RoleCatcher. Remember that AI magic we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, with the job descriptions.
Right. Well, it doesn't just tell you what skills they want. It actually gives you feedback on your answers.
Get out.
For real.
Yeah.
You can record yourself answering interview questions, and the AI analyzes it. Like your tone, your delivery, everything.
Wow, that's next level, like having your own personal coach.
Right. So, to wrap things up, if you're feeling fired up about becoming a tunnel kiln operator, remember, preparation is key.
Totally. Do your research, practice those answers, and get ready to impress.
And let that passion shine through. Good luck out there. We know you've got this.